Hi, I'm Eileen Head, the Relationship Whisperer. Singles and couples hire me because the truth is, even in great relationships, at times we can feel trapped, stuck, and powerless. I support you by interpreting and translating your personality traits so you can get the life and love you desire. I believe that the way you do this is by delving deep into your personality, all of it, and finding all the parts of yourself. This week's module is going to be mostly about the 7 deadly sins of relationships. We form patterns that we're not even aware of in relationships. And this is about starting to notice what you're noticing, and you can shift relationships quite quickly with learning how to overcome some of these deadly sins. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Next week, we're going to delve deep into the Anagram personalities and the power of learning that. So here we go. Please bear with me. This is a lot of technology. And here we go. This is your open heart program. Even in good relationships, we can get frustrated, hurt, and shut our hearts down. This also happens with family, friends, and at work, making relationships more difficult. Understanding what makes you and everyone tick will open your heart. Let me just pull this up a little bit here so I can get my... What makes everyone tick? That's how you figure out relationships. And you want to figure out what makes you tick so you can talk, so you can communicate, and learn what makes other people tick as well. It's fascinating. When I learned all the 9 personalities and that there were 9 perspectives in the world, that they each think, feel, act, and react differently. Wow, that was pretty interesting and amazing, and it expanded my world. You will transform all your relationships by unlocking the secrets of personalities. This is the Enneagram. We're going to be delving deep into it next week, but you'll hear me mentioning it on the videos that I'm going to be teaching you from. So what are personalities? Well, personalities are patterns of behavior. And when you recognize the pattern, you will understand the person, be able to relate to them. And what's fascinating is each personality even has their own words that they use and languaging that they use. And it all starts to come together and make sense. This creates compassion and assists you with solving conflicts and creating connection. Personality is formed by about the age of 7 in our childhood, when we look out and we make decisions in our family to get the most love and attention. I need to be this way. So you start doing behaviors that become patterns. The patterns become roles. The roles become personalities, and the personalities become identities. But the great news is that this is about breaking you out of the restrictive box of that and expanding and letting go of some of the traits that don't serve you so well. So I'd like to set intentions for this work that we're going to be doing together. This is about living life real. And until you go deep, your relationships are going to be at a superficial level. If you are in a relationship and your partner is also doing this program, great. If not, I will teach you how to engage them while you're doing your own inner work. If you are single, your own inner growth is crucial to attracting a healthy relationship and a partner who fits beautifully with you. Going deep is acknowledging your insecurities and working on them, understanding that they are a part of your makeup, accepting them, because this was a survival technique. Your personality was formed because of survival techniques. Own them, work on them, and that is when you let go of the power they have over you. Relationships aren't easy, and they're not meant to be. They are about healing your childhood, your mommy-daddy issues, and they will provide you with the greatest opportunity for growth. Until you do your own inner work, you will be triggered by life's challenges. As long as you are acknowledging and working on yourself, and if you are in a relationship with both of you sharing your insecurities, working on them together and supporting each other, that's growth. And that's a real relationship. When you can be absolutely real with each other, you know what? I have insecurities around feeling or receiving love. I have insecurities with the need to be needed. And so what I do is I overhelp. Those are things I came to learn about myself that was very powerful to know. When you're not doing that, we tend to enable each other through these same old patterns. We set up patterns in our relationships of not relating, people pleasing, one stronger than the other, one feeling controlled. And it's really difficult to see from the outside what's going on. And that's what I assist you with. When you are in a relationship where you are hiding your insecurities, you will continue to experience not enough, feeling not enough, not good enough, and always wondering what other people think of you. Think of the drain of energy that takes from you in day-to-day living, where you could, when you stand in your own power, there's no drain. And you know what? People know where you're at and they relate to you much easier. You are giving all your power away and often living a life feeling victimized. You're just reacting to life all the time when you do not have the tools and the strong foundation of knowing who you are and how to manage and handle your reactions. That's where you build your power. Taking your challenges and building them into strengths, that is where the true power is. And I'll tell you, it was a relief to me when I read my own profile to see some of the challenges that people had with me and knowing them, those were for myself as well. And then learning to work with them, it was so freeing. Commit to this process over the next 6 weeks. Being raw and real will move you towards a freer, fuller, expanded version of yourself. Reacting to the world, and they're usually not growth and they're not life enhancing. Each of the 9 personality types respond differently. You're going to hear that often from me. And you need to become conscious of your patterns in order to grow. The first one is expectations. This is a huge one. Here's the definition. You feel the other person has not lived up to your expectations and believe that they should be doing something they are not. Do you know what? Nobody wants to be should on. Often these are not clearly communicated in ways to help others understand why this is so important to you. But we have this perception, if you loved me, you would know what I need. Women, oh my goodness. This is a big one for us, and men are confused because you know what? We give mixed messages all the time. Expectations give the message, I am disappointed in you and you don't measure up. In the end, both parties are affected. Resentment, anger, and disappointment can develop towards each other. These expectations are fantasies and false hopes that ruin your ideal of your partner and how they can respond to you. How can they respond to you in a way you need when they don't know it? And most of the time, you don't either. Expectations create distance and disconnection. Notice how it does not feel good for either of you, and there is a sense of failure. Here's a conversation you can have with your partner. In the past, I haven't been very clear of what I needed and expect it from you. Going forward, I'm going to work on being clearer. That shows respect to your partner as well. In the end, both parties are affected. Resentment, anger, and disappointment can develop towards each other. These expectations, oh, I've already done that. Oh, here's the last part. I had a client and he was a 6 questioner and she is a 2 supporter. So two supporters, they like that close connection. They always want to stay connected. And if they're unaware of their patterns, they can come across as quite needy. He had taken the personality, the Enneagram, and he knew his personality well, and he knew hers. And she wanted to spend the evening with him and said, let's spend the evening together. I really want us to get together and spend some time. He had a project due, he had time commitments. And so learning this, what he said to her was, I would love to spend the evening with you too. Unfortunately, I do have a project that I need to do tonight. How about if we have lunch tomorrow? Would that be okay with you? What that did was she felt validated, she felt understood. He gave a solution on he knew what she needed, connection, spending time together, and he created that. And then off they went again. That is what life is about. It is about understanding the dynamics and responding to what each other's need. And they both felt really great about that. He set a boundary. In the past, he would have attempted to accommodate her and then felt frustrated and we go down those rabbit holes. Do the work. Change your patterns, change your life. Happiness is an inside job. And what is unique about this work is that you can have that life and those relationships you desire. You can thrive.